Of course, as we talked about many times, Judas is the most important character of season 5. There's just no question. Yes, obviously Jesus is an important character, but within the storyline of the show, if Judas doesn't do what he does and doesn't have a great showing within this season, I think it flops everything else. So let's talk about Judas here, how the guilt is weighing on him, and specifically his discussion with his sister Devorah in episode 7 of season 5. Let's jump in here and talk about this.
Devorah?
Let's talk about where this is in the timeline very quickly. He is obviously in Jerusalem. This is the same location where we've seen several different times of all the people holding palm branches, which is why you're seeing a lot of those kind of in the over to the sides and different places here. Also, this is the place where Jesse and Veronica were kind of running down that street back there on their way to the triumphal entry and everything else that's happening there. But here we see Devorah and Judas as they're talking about. But right in the timeline area that this is right after Judas has been talking with Caiaphas, and he's just made the deal basically to betray Jesus. And then this is the next day, the next morning right after that, basically.
I've been looking everywhere for you.
Looking? What are you...
Rafe and I and the girls were there singing with the palms when you walked into town behind them, but the crowds are so big I couldn't reach you.
So she's been searching for him for like several days now, but couldn't find him.
You were waving palms?
Everyone was. Judas, you've done it. You really did it.
I did?
You were right. For once in your life, you were so right, and I can't believe I doubted you.
So this is a mirror scene. I really love this scene because it mirrors all the way back to season 3, episode 1. Whenever Judas first really joins the team after the big talk on the Sermon on the Mount, and he asks Jesus that if he can follow him, right? And then Judas goes back to his hometown. He grabs his mint plant. He gives it to his sister, and he sees that she's like, dyeing different clothing with turmeric and different things. And we see that they have a conversation that is very similar to this. In fact, it's almost identical to this in a lot of different ways, talking about Jesus and who he is, how Devorah doesn't really believe that he's the Messiah, or that she couldn't really believe that he is, but that Judas believes in him and he believes that Jesus is going to do something great and overthrow the Romans and do all these different things. And so this is the mirror to that, but on the opposite side, where now Judas no longer believes what he believed before, which is that Jesus was going to do things in a specific way. In fact, he's going to have to force Jesus into it, is what he believes. He believes that he's going to have to get Jesus arrested in order to basically test him, to see if he's the Messiah or not. There's a part of him that believes that Jesus is the Messiah, that he's going to overthrow all of his captors, that he's going to destroy all the Romans, and that he'll become the king of the Jews and the king of the world, essentially. But then there's another part of him that thinks that Jesus is not the Messiah, and that once he gives him over to the religious leaders, that he will be killed, and that it will prove that he's not the Messiah, which is what happens, except for it doesn't prove that he's not the Messiah, because Judas wasn't listening, and Judas didn't follow, and Judas never saw. He never saw Jesus raised from the dead. He never saw Jesus even be fully crucified. He took his way out before that point. And so here we're going to see a lot of foreshadowing towards what's going to happen in the future, but we're also seeing a mirroring of the previous conversation that Devorah and Judas have had in the early moments of Judas within the series as a whole.
He's really the one. He's the Messiah. And you're following him. I'll never live down trying to dissuade you.
Well, for just being my big sister, so. And I've been wrong about things before.
Nothing will be wrong ever again. He's here. Judas, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, but Devorah is on board 100% here. She's like, he is the Messiah. Like, we're ready. I'm so proud that you were able to bring him here. Like, yeah.
Abba and Ima would be so proud. If only they could see this day. Not denying heaven. Oh, and Tonight is the Seder. Do you have a place to...
Oh, with him. Of course. I'm not supposed to say where.
Oh, certainly, certainly. I understand. You must be kept safe for the big moment. Do you know when it will happen?
So again, there's like this double meaning that's happening here. Devorah is talking about whenever Christ comes to his glory and he's able to overthrow Rome, right? That's the big moment. But for Judas, he understands the big moment to be when he betrays Jesus. And so there's a double speak that's happening throughout this entire series, this entire scene here. That is obviously it's there's a lot of tension here between the two meanings.
When?
It must be soon. It has to be.
Devorah, I've learned this thing about the word soon.
Well, he knows at this point that it is only hours away. He had only given, Caiaphas only gave him 24 hours from the night before. And so he's already wasted probably 8 to 9, 10 hours, right? And so he is only a few hours away from betraying Jesus at this evening.
It's
No.
not...
I'm on to you.
What?
I can...
So now he's getting paranoid that she's onto him about what he's going to do, and that she's taking it as a very positive thing. Like, oh, you're being so humble. You're keeping it to yourself. You're not telling me because you want to keep him safe. You're such a good guy. But he's taking it as, oh, maybe she knows. What does she know?
Tell when you're hiding something. You know when it will be. You know.
Well, I do, of course, but I can't say.
And him and Jesus are really the only ones that do know when it will be, and talking about the betrayal, right?
It
has to be tonight, right? I mean, it would fulfill all the prophecies on the night of the Passover.
And all of that is just so clean too. I love the writing here, because yes, it has to be tonight because this is the night when it happens. This will fulfill all the prophecies. This is what will make everything fall into place.
My lips are sealed, Devorah.
Don't just watch and wait and see.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Devorah and her reaction later on to what Judas has done. It's going to be heart-wrenching. It's going to be really, really heart-wrenching. And I wonder if she continues to be a believer in Jesus after the fact.
Listen, I have to get going.
Oh, yes, you do. All your life has led to this moment.
Again, another true statement that rings differently to him than her.
I'm so excited. I don't know how I'll sleep tonight.
I don't know either.
Yeah, and truthfully, Judas will not sleep tonight. He's going to betray Jesus, and after that, there's no way he's falling asleep, right? He's staying up, he's watching, he's seeing what's going on. He's in the courts watching these different things happen, and then eventually he's going to see as Jesus is sentenced, and then he's going to make his decision to do what he's going to do.
Judas, you look worried.
Me? No. I'm all right. There's just a lot happening, you know?
I can imagine.
And as always, Judas is a little bit of an actor himself, right? As we saw from the very beginning, season 2, episode 8, he's always been a little bit of an actor, kind of talking through a mask.
Yeah.
But no, I can't begin to imagine. Go do what you have to do.
I will. I must.
You must. I love you, brother.
And there underneath the tones, we hear again Judas's theme. Every move that he makes, that he gets closer and closer to the betrayal, we get Judas's theme, and it gets louder and louder, and it gets more full. There's added pieces to it, and eventually it will get to that climactic moment of this is what it was all building to.
You were right. The name Iscariot won't be forgotten.
And again, this is a mirror of the conversation they had before, talking about how Judas is the last of the Iscariot name, and how it's important, and how we don't want that to be forgotten. We don't want it to be lost to history, right? And of course, the name Iscariot will never be forgotten. It will be the bane of the existence, right, of the Iscariot line forever. And it will be always, you're never going to name your kid Judas. At least most people will not do that, right? It is not something that people want to be associated with, because it's a name that means betrayal. It's a name that means traitor. It's a name that means not friendly, no friendship, right? And so that is what the Iscariot name really is.
You have really done it. Or I'm really going to do it.
Again, just hearing that little theme underneath. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
I love you. I have to go.
Go.
Yeah, cool little scene there. Love that moment with Judas and Devorah. Let me know your thoughts about that one and what you think the future of that relationship is going to look like. Will he ever see her again? That could be the last time that he ever sees her. In fact, I would put money on that was the last time he's ever going to see his sister. Maybe they add some extra things in season 6. We have seen in the behind the scenes that Judas does have a couple of moments with Peter, and we've seen him with Malchus, and we've seen him with, of course, kind of walking the procession with Jesus to the high priests and all that kind of stuff. So there's moments where we could see Devorah show up within those as well, but seems unlikely to me, I would say. So I would say most likely that's going to be the last time that Devorah and Judas meet. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in season 6. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about that one. And of course, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.